Martha Elizabeth Rogers, the eldest of four children of Bruce Taylor Rogers and Lucy Mulholland Keener Rogers, was born May 12, 1914, in Dallas, Texas. Soon after her birth, her family returned to Knoxville, Tennessee. She began her college education from 1931 to 1933, studying science at the University of Tennessee. After receiving her nursing diploma from Knoxville General Hospital School of Nursing, she quickly obtained a Bachelor of Science degree from George Peabody College in Nashville, Tennessee. Her other degrees included a Master's of Arts degree in Public Health Nursing Supervision from Teachers College, Columbia University, New York, and a Master's of Public Art degree and Doctor of Science degree from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. Rogers' early nursing practice was in rural public health nursing in Michigan and in visiting nurse supervision, education, and practice in Connecticut. Rogers subsequently established the visiting nurse service of Phoenix, Arizona. For 21 years, from 1954 until 1975, she was professor and head of the Division of Nursing at New York University. After 1975, she continued her duties as professor until she became Professor Emerita in 1979. She held this title until her death on March 30, 1994, at 79 years of age. Rogers' publications include 3 books and more than 200 articles. She lectured in 46 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, Mexico, the Netherlands, China, Newfoundland, Colombia, Brazil, and other countries. The numerous awards for her contributions and leadership in nursing include citations for inspiring leadership in the field of intergroup relations by Chi Eta Phi Sorority. In recognition of your outstanding contribution to nursing by New York University, and for distinguished service to nursing by Teachers College. In addition, New York University houses the Martha E. Rogers Center for the Study of Nursing Science. In 1996, Rogers was inducted posthumously in the American Nurses Association Hall of Fame. In 1988, colleagues and students joined her in forming the Society of Rogerian Scholars and immediately began to publish Rogerian Nursing Science News, a members' newsletter to disseminate theory developments and research studies. In 1993, the SRS began to publish a refereed journal, Visions, the Journal of Rogerian Nursing Science. The society includes a foundation that maintains and administers the Martha E. Rogers Fund. In 1995, New York University established the Martha E. Rogers Center to provide a structure for continuation of Rogerian research and practice. A verbal portrait of Rogers includes such descriptive terms as stimulating, challenging, controversial, idealistic, visionary, prophetic, philosophical, academic, outspoken, humorous, blunt, and ethical. Butcher noted, Rogers, like Nightingale, was extremely independent, a determined, perfectionist individual who trusted her vision despite skepticism.
Rogers' grounding in the liberal arts and sciences is apparent in both origin and the development of her conceptual model. Published in 1970 as an introduction to the theoretical basis of nursing, Rogerian science emerged from the knowledge bases of anthropology, psychology, sociology, astronomy, religion, philosophy, history, biology, physics, mathematics, and literature.
The factors which led to the development of unitary human beings began from abstract compounded by numerous scientists like von Bertalanffy's theory on general system, Rappaport's background on open systems, and Herrick's premise of evolution of human nature.
Within nursing, the origins of Rogerian science can be traced to Nightingale's proposals and statistical data, placing the human being within the framework of the natural world. Rogers' model provides the way of viewing the unitary human being. Humans are viewed as integral with the universe. The unitary human being and the environment are one, not dichotomous.
The theory emphasizes both the scientific nature of nursing as well as its humanitarian aspects. In other terms, this theory includes the combination of nursing medical knowledge and nursing creativity to figure out how to intervene in the process between the patient and the environment. According to Rogers, the science of unitary human beings contains two dimensions. First is the science of nursing, and second is the art of nursing. The science of nursing is the knowledge specific to the field of nursing that comes from scientific research, while the art of nursing involves using the science of nursing creatively to help better the life of the patient.
The concepts of Rogers' model are: number 1, energy field. The energy field is the fundamental unit of both the living and non-living. This energy field provides a way to perceive people and environment as irreducible wholes. The energy fields continuously varies in intensity, density, and extent. Number 2, openness. The human field and the environmental field are constantly exchanging their energy. There are no boundaries or barrier that inhibit energy flow between fields. Number 3, pattern. Pattern is defined as the distinguishing characteristic of an energy field perceived as single waves. Pattern is an abstraction and it gives identity to the field. Number 4, pandimensionality. Pandimensionality is defined as nonlinear domain without spatial or temporal attributes. The parameters that humans used in language to describe events are arbitrary. The present is relative.
Apart from these concepts, Martha Rogers also introduced the homeodynamic principles.
Homeodynamic principles. The principles of homeodynamic postulates the way of perceiving unitary human beings. 3 principles of homeodynamics are resonancy, helicity, and integrality. Resonance is an ordered arrangement of rhythm characterizing both human field and environmental field that undergoes continuous dynamic metamorphosis in the human environmental process. Helicity. Helicity describes the unpredictable but continuous nonlinear evolution of energy fields as evidenced by non-repeating rhythmicities. The principle of helicity postulates an ordering of the human evolutionary emergence. Integrality. The mutual continuous relationship of the human energy field and the environmental field. Changes occur by the continuous repatterning of the human and environmental fields by resonance waves.
According to Rogers, person is an open system in continuous process with the open system that is the environment. It is described as an open system because the energy can go in and out. The energy is taken from the patient and there is an exchange going on. The unitary human being or the person is defined as an irreducible, indivisible, pandimensional energy field identified by pattern and manifesting characteristics that are specific to the whole. What Rogers is trying to say is that man is a unified whole, possessing his own integrity and manifesting characteristics that are more than and different from the sum of his parts. And so, body exists merely as an expression of the underlying energy patterns within an energy field. In simpler terms, a person cannot be viewed as parts, but instead, it should be considered as a whole. Roger defines health as an expression of the life process. It is the characteristics and behavior coming from the mutual, simultaneous interaction of the human and environmental fields, and health and illness are part of the same continuum. The multiple events occurring during the life process show the extent to which a person is achieving his or her maximum health potential. Rogers defines environment as an irreducible, pan-dimensional energy field identified by pattern and manifesting characteristics different from those of the parts. Each environmental field is specific to its given human field. Both change continuously and creatively. In other words, the environment and patient are affected by one another. Nursing is a learned profession and is both a science and art. From the science perspective, nursing is an organized body of knowledge specific to nursing and arrived at by scientific research and logical analysis. While the art of nursing is the creative use of science to better people, and the creative use of its knowledge is the art of its practice. Rogers claims that nursing exists to serve people, and the safe practice of nursing depends on the nature and amount of scientific nursing knowledge the nurse brings to his or her practice. Rogers' concepts provide a worldview from which nurses may derive theories and hypotheses and propose relationships specific to different situations. Rogers' theory is not directly testable due to lack of concrete hypotheses, but it is testable in principle. Overall, this theory is considered as very complex concept and quite difficult to understand. Rogers' model does not define particular hypotheses or theories, for it is an abstract, unified, and highly derived framework. Testing the concept's validity is questionable because its concepts are not directly measurable. The theory was believed to be profound and was too ambitious because the concepts are extremely abstract. Rogers claimed that nursing exists to serve people. However, nurses' roles were not clearly defined.
Clinical practice. Nursing action is always focused on unitary human being and change the energy field between human and environment. Nursing action include all non-invasive actions such as guided imaginary, humor, therapeutic touch, and music, which are used to increase the potential of human field. The more importance should be on the management of pain, supportive therapy, and rehabilitation. Research. Rogerian theory has been used in many research works and has always found testable and applicable in research. For example, a study to assess the effectiveness of music therapy on stress reduction among postmenopausal women residing in Hodgo Colony, Compatour. Nursing education. Emphasis should be given on the understanding of the patient and self, energy field, and environment. For example, training should lay more focus on teaching non-invasive modalities such as therapeutic touch, meditation, humor, regular in-service education program.
The science of unitary human beings is highly generalizable, as the concepts and ideas are not confined with a specific nursing approach, unlike the usual way of other nurse theorists in defining the major concepts of a theory. Rogers gave much emphasis on how a nurse should view the patient, should develop principles which emphasizes that a nurse should view the client as a whole. Her statements in general made us believe that a person and his or her environment are integral to each other. That is, a patient can't be separated from his or her environment when addressing health and treatment.